In this video, I will show you how to create and edit a set of Revit levels within a model. Levels are not physical objects such as walls, doors, or windows. They are two-dimensional reference elements used to establish the vertical framework for your model. Levels define floor heights and are used to constrain physical elements like walls, floors, and roofs so that they move accurately when and if heights change. Levels are only visible in 3D view, elevation view, or section view. Now in this example, I will use the south elevation, but any elevation will work. What we have here is a simple wall, 40 feet long, and two levels named level 1 and level 2. The first thing I want to do is rename each of these levels to something that is that makes a little bit more sense. So to change the name of a level, click on the name once and then click again to open the text box. What I want to do is replace the name level 1 to first floor. So I'm going to type first floor inside the text box and hit enter. You want to rename the views that correspond to this level. So I'm going to say yes, and then we'll change the name of that specific floor plan from level 1 to first floor. I'm going to do the same thing to level 2. So click once, click again, and I will label this second floor. Hit enter, choose yes, and now in the project browser you have first floor and second floor. The next thing we're going to do is add a third level. So we're going to add a third floor to our building. Levels can only be created in either a section view or an elevation view. This is our south elevation view, and this is the level tool. It's inside the datum tile. Okay, you need to be in the architecture tab, and this is your level tool. Click level, and right away Revit will display a dimension or a distance in this case. Okay, 9 feet 6 inches from second floor to where I am right now. It will also create an inference, which is the blue dashed line that you see on the screen. This is just a preview. You want to create, you want every single one of your levels to line up. So make sure that you don't click until you see the inference. I'm going to click, I'm going to move until it says 10 feet, and I'm going to click and move. And I'm going to keep moving until I get to the second inference, and at this point I can click and I have created a third level. Okay, I can keep doing this, okay, because Revit will keep you in level tool until you either hit escape or click modify up on the ribbon. Now a couple things I want you to notice. First of all, first floor and second floor levels are, the symbol is blue and white, and the two levels that we just created are black and white. And that's because Revit hasn't created floor plans from these new levels. If you look at the project browser, they're nowhere to be found. So what we need to do next is add level 3 and level 4 to the project browser so that the Revit model can recognize those two levels and create floor plans. We're going to go to View, click Plan Views, Floor Plan, and we're going to click Level 3, hold the Control key on the keyboard, click Level 4, and click OK. So Revit will switch to Plan View, and you can see that nothing is visible. We need to go back to the south elevation to see our 4 levels, and you can see that now they are blue and white. And in the project browser, you have first floor, second floor, level 3, level 4. We're going to change the names to these 2 levels. Click once, click again, and we're going to label this 3rd floor. Hit enter. Yes. And this one we're going to call roof. Click once, click again, type roof, hit enter. Yes. So now in the project browser, we have first floor, second floor, third floor, and roof plan view. Okay. The other thing I want to do is change the heights of the building. So we're going to have to change the elevation values of our levels. But before I do that, I want to constrain the wall to the roof level. So imagine that this is an exterior wall. It will need to go from first floor all the way up to the roof. If I click the wall, Revit will show me the base constraint and the top constraint of this wall. The base constraint is first floor. The top constraint is second floor. I want to change it. So I'm going to click here, and these are all the levels that we have available. I'm going to change the top constraint from second floor to roof, and the wall will stretch and extend all the way up to roof level. These are called constraints. And the way they work, they create a link between, let's say, a wall to a specific level. You can constrain walls, floors, ceiling, roofs, and a lot of other physical elements within your model. So what that does, like I said, it creates a link between the wall and a specific level. So this is what I can do. I can change the elevation, which is the height of my roof, from, let's say, 30 feet to 35 feet. Click and click again and type a new elevation value. So I'm going to type 35 feet, hit enter, and now the overall height of the building changed, and because the wall is constrained, the top of the wall is constrained to the roof level, the roof also, the wall also extended and follow that roof level because it's constrained to it. If I change, let's say, level 2 from 10 feet to 12 feet, the level will move up, but the wall will stay where it is because it's not constrained to level 2. And the same thing if I change the elevation level value to third floor to, let's say, 22 feet, the wall won't change. But if I change the elevation value from 0 to the first floor, from 0 to, let's say, -2 feet, the wall, the base of the wall will follow that new elevation and extend down. If you switch to a 3D view, you can see your wall and you can see your levels.